I'm on my against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of
Hi. Hey, boo.
What's going on, baby?
Last time I saw you, we were drunk on Thirsty Thursday. And then we got Brian H. Waters with us today.
Brian.
What up? Thanks for having me.
Hello, Brian.
What's up? Appreciate y'all allowing me to come on real quick.
Yo, next time we'll be all together is this weekend for Black Wrestle Fest.
You know it.
We're 2 days out.
So excited. Yo, it doesn't feel like we're 2 days out, but Juneteenth is coming and it's this weekend. And I'm so excited that we're going to be there. I got to shout out Danny and Pretty Hills too, because they're working hard and they are putting together the first Black wrestling convention, today, first time in Brooklyn. That is not an easy feat. And I can only imagine how hard they've been working. So I definitely want to give a shout out to them. And everything that they've been doing. So Brian, you have a time constraint. So do you want to introduce yourself real quick and what are you going to be doing this weekend?
All right, so Brian H. Waters of the Wrestling Wrealm. We will be live on Podcast Row. Me, Brother Hugh, and for the first time since 2018, the real Dwayne Allen is coming out. He's coming out. So
wow.
We love it.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. The three of us in the building. I can't even think. I think the last time the three of us was at a show together, it was probably like 2013 at a Raw or Money in the Bank 2013 or something like that. But
2013.
Yeah, the last time all three of us. Now at that time it was just me and Dwayne as the Wrestling Wrealm, and Hugh was around. Eventually he became marketing manager, and then he became the third man as third co-host. So but we're very excited. The past few times it's being me and Brother Hugh out as Invictus Pro when during that great match. Unfortunately wrong result, but that's a different story. And then I was there in New York for those Wrestling Girls' 3rd anniversary party, which was a phenomenal event. So, we're very excited about this weekend. We're going to be on Podcast Row, so come talk to us, come say hi. And then I'll also be on the Black Wrestling Media panel, the men's panel with Sir Wilkins, Kazim, and the other gentleman's name escapes me. Please charge it to my head, not my heart. But I'm excited about that. Wrestling panel is always something I've wanted to do, be a part of. It's on my goals that I've been making, my career goals. So I'm very excited about that.
Yay.
And just being around every one of y'all, that's the fun part, the family reunion that's going to happen, and seeing everybody in their workspace. Because I said this before, during the pandemic, it was an opportunity for Black creators to sink or swim. The way everybody rose to the occasion, especially like y'all up there in New York. I saw a lot of y'all doing a lot of in-studio shows. And, I was a huge, still am, but, huge fan. And I was like, wow, this is a dope setup. I like how this is. And then, boom, everybody got to stay home. And nobody let that stop them. And that's the thing we should be celebrating, too. The fact that we keep going, because there's a lot of podcasts that got started during the pandemic and they don't exist no more. A lot of people say, if you can get past your first 5 episodes, I know a lot of people, I want to start a podcast. It's such a great thing. I want to do a podcast. And then you're like, oh, when's the next episode? Man, it's a lot of work. You think this
that grass ain't green for no reason?
This is the easy part. Getting on here talking, that's the easy part. it's the stuff that comes afterwards, you know. So people don't see the sleepless nights, you know, promotion and planning. So that's what I'll be excited to celebrate. You know, PR, appreciate, you know, you welcoming me here
Of
to those
course.
wrestling girls. Once again, I think I got more appearances than Blue now.
Yeah, you definitely.
Hey, listen, man. There's a
And
competition out here. Don't let him hear you say that.
And Seindole, I want to give you your flowers. About all the work that you're doing in the mental health space. I was listening, I think last Thursday, and you know, I was sitting there listening, and I was just thinking about like having those conversations, how important they are. You know, somebody, you know, I've said it before, like I've dealt with depression and, you know, really coming out of a 3-year drought of it. But it's a lot of times, you know, it does, you know, nobody would never know. You go look at my content, I could tell you how I felt at that time. I could tell you like, oh yeah, around that time I was going through such and such. But you know, we got to put on a space, especially as men. You know, we always tell we got to be strong. You know, and for you know you to open up that you know, to really let people know like, hey, we got you. And that's the thing that makes Black women undefeated, because y'all always supporting us, you know. And we saw that a lot during you know, during the back in 2020 when everything was going on. It was always Black women running to the rescue. And you know, so like for me, it's like, no, we need to channel that same energy. We need to match that same energy. But you know, I just wanted to thank you for that. I don't want to go too long. I know we keeping it light tonight. But you know, you got to give people their flowers when it's due. Life is too short.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you come up and you also express yourself and don't be shy, you know, because every story counts. And I feel like what people don't understand is that you don't know how relatable you are until you start explaining how relatable you are. Because I can tell many people the experiences that I went through and what got me to where I was at versus what got me here today. And they're like, wow, like, you really went through that. And it's like, Pete knows me, like you guys are getting to know me. I'm always the lit one, like me and Patron, we be hanging out every once in a while.
You have a new name for him every time.
Patron. Me and Patron. This one's Sylvain, okay? Like, but people don't know that it's like little things about me. Like there's times where I drink on occasion, or there's times where I prefer a book over watching TV. And I'm so heavy into wrestling documentaries is because I like stories. And you know, you never know something about a person, but you never know what also got you out the dark times. Like I went through like the worst personal change in my life, and what got me through was wrestling. So, you know, it's just these things that I think that it's time. I always say that everyone's kayfabe until they have to the fourth wall. And it's time that everybody drops. Listen, I don't care if you're the biggest, baddest asshole, you know, villain there is. Drop the curtain, like drop the act for a minute and sink in. And I want to know, like, in this business, especially as an African American, because listen, even me and Patricia talk about every day, we're double standards. We're Black and we're women. Like, what is it? What is it that keeps you going? Like, why does Big Swole decide to still be Big Swole? You know, why does for example, how does Shane Taylor keep a all black promotion alive? What weight is on his shoulders? Like, I don't mind knowing. If you don't feel like telling me now, that's fine. You know, I'll get it out of you eventually. Or what's going to be more welcoming about this space is that if you don't feel like talking to me, because let's be real, I'm not a professional, there are going to be plenty of resources, and I'm about to start dropping, and plenty of podcasts and plenty of knowledge and plenty of motivation for you to go on my page and be like, oh, damn, I felt like this today. And she posted, I didn't even know it. So, Brian, I appreciate the flowers.
Yes. You're a game changer. Like seriously.
Thank you.
And that's important, because we all see, like, we all talk wrestling. It's fun, you know. Y'all know y'all stuff. That's why I'm a fan. But you know, to open up a different door that we need, you know, and it's going to be so helpful. So I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I really am.
Yeah.
But we're going to be at Podcast
yeah.
Row. You're going to be on the panel. Brian H. Waters, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for
You're
having
going to
me.
be doing a lot, and I'm excited to see you this weekend.
Yeah, see you this weekend. See y'all. We're gonna have fun. And wait, Willow Nightingale's on TV. My bad.
Ooh, she's gonna be at Black Wrestle Fest as well.
She
Wait,
is,
who's on TV?
Willow
Damn,
on AEW. It's just because
even-
she's actually cutting a promo, not being an enhancement talent. So
I
like
love
that's what made me excited.
Nice. She's gonna be there this weekend, isn't she?
Her magic. She's
Mhm.
truly a magical person. I saw her at the Battle Cup Pro WCW show for 420, and she is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my god.
All
right.
It's gonna be a lit weekend.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
So, all right, I want to kind of run down some other people that are going to be at Black Wrestle Fest because I'm very excited to see a lot of people. It's pretty much going to be a family reunion, which I'm totally excited about. I want to shout out everyone that's in the comments. Hey, Krista B. Hey, Patrick.
Patrick, call out of work. I don't want to hear this. Talk about something. I gotta work. Call out.
There's some things that you just gotta be there for.
You gotta be here.
Patrick,
Listen,
you go to everything. How are you not gonna be here?
Patrick should listen to my story. The FOMO I had from these people going to Dallas. I literally planning next year in my head to the point where
we're in there.
Mom, and shout out to mommy because mommy watches the recap. She's in school. She can't watch this shit, but she was like, "You could have gone." I'm like, "No, I planned your whole freaking birthday. There's no way I could have gone because I would have heard the end of it." But I told her, listen, you need to plan this birthday a little earlier because we combining the birthday and we're combining the birthday and Wrestlemania combined. Like, I might not even have a birthday party next year because I might be chewing it up in LA.
Right. We can definitely celebrate your birthday there as well.
Listen, I'm not the amount of FOMO I had to sit here and sulk and blow balloons while you bitches got to watch Bianca Belair have a whole drumline entrance.
I'm not
and watch Sasha Banks show up in a Lambo. Like, nah, we're not doing that this year.
Yeah. So one thing I will say, and I'm like not exaggerating, is that Dallas was like one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life. And I feel like, and Obi kept me and Krista kept saying, like, I wish Seindole was here. Like, I wish, people were here because it was that lit. Like, so I'm thinking, so as we're planning, guys, so we're going to be, those wrestling girls are going to be a podcast or a part of Black Wrestle Fest, presented by Pretty Hills. Shout out to that team. And we're excited about it. We were in Dallas, Krista B and I, and we were at Wrestlemania, and that was an amazing experience because it was all of like Black wrestling, all in one place, vibing. Didn't matter what promotion you were a part of, what podcast you were a part of. It was a vibe. So we're thinking the vibe at Black Wrestle Fest is going to be like a sober version of Wrestlemania because it's literally all our favorite people in the same room, working, networking, presenting themselves, being on a panel, so it's going to be such a vibe. And I'm so excited for you, Seindole, to be a part of it because I can introduce you to like all the sexy chocolate men and all our friends that we met.
Listen, millionaire matchmaker, I don't have time for this. Like, if anybody saw my tweet and somebody even commented, they're like, you should have been worried about the first part. I'm like, no, you don't understand what breaking up with a toxic partner is until you start losing the goddamn weight. Because I got looked at the gym today and somebody actually walks up to me and they go, I don't want to feel like I'm creepy, but you're doing great. And it's like, here I am in a can you smell what the Rock is cooking shirt and some shorts. And I'm like, you know what? We're just going to keep going. And like I said, this is a part that's what gets me going. Like the mental, physical, like you've never felt like you were the shit until you leave sweaty, but your ass is just like sitting right, or your stomach on flat. Like even guys know what I'm talking about because y'all be flexing the mirror. I know y'all be flexing the mirror. The girls know. The girls that get it. Like,
I totally understand where you're coming from, especially like because you've taken the time out to choose yourself and you know, put the work in and then you can see results. That's the
Word.
biggest motivations when you start seeing results. And I hate to say it, but I got into the best shape of my life. Like when I broke up with my boyfriend and I moved back to New York, that's when my actual like real self-health wellness journey really began, because I was like, yo, fuck out of here. Like, and also like Lemonade had just came out and stuff like that. So I was like,
this is like funny. I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, this is the AJ Lee effect. Because the minute that AJ Lee left Daniel Bryan at the altar, look at where she ended up. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, my BGM, that might be my new name, Seindole GM. I don't know. I don't know. The general manager. I don't know. Might as well tag that right at the bottom.
Yo,
or like my people at Strictly for the Culture like to say Seindole great. I don't mind. But yeah, you guys gotta find that stuff. I had to really boost myself into confidence, and I feel like it's what happens a lot, especially right now in the wrestling industry. I look at people like Sasha, people like Bianca, people like Naomi, people like Swole, people like Jade. You know, they on screen are the most confident. I can't curse on YouTube right now. I can't. You
can.
the most positive, confident, badass, you know what, on a planet. And I'm wondering, like, wow, like how do you do that? Like, where does it come from? And I think that's where everybody starts to figure out, like, what makes you tick, like what makes you confident, what makes you so sure.
Right.
But I feel like people that have had mental struggles before that, you know, we kind of, like I said, we put on the kayfabe, we hide it, but it's easier to show that you're confident than to express what's really deep down underneath. And I had to realize, like, listen, it's okay if I'm not feeling myself today. I got the rest of the fucking year to feel great, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And there's something that like you said, and I feel like you're hitting it right on the head as far as, you know, how people get their confidence, because a lot of wrestling is like that machismo being like, you know, you have to, like you said, like life is kayfabe, like you have to put on this mask to be,
you have to flip a switch,
right? To be on TV and come out and be and perform at the highest level every time you're out there. Like the one interesting thing about wrestling is that there's so much that goes on around it for like 10 minutes in the ring, and there's so much more that goes into that. And I think it's so important that you are wanting to bring awareness to mental health in the wrestling space, because it's predominantly Black men, and that's where mental health is lacking. So those that are tuning in, I'm with Seindole. She's a part of those wrestling girls, and a very close friend of mine, and she started a brand called The Well Minority. And it's about promoting mental health in the Black and brown community. And this Saturday and Sunday, she's going to be a part of our podcast Real Table at Black Wrestle Fest, discussing mental health awareness and, you know, with the Black and brown community. And I'm very excited about that. And then just being able to be the person that's like, okay, when you come back behind that curtain, how are you? Where's your head?
Yeah. Where's
you know,
your headspace?
Working through injuries is not easy. You know, we had Billy Dixon on, shout out to him. And then we'll get into things that are happening at the panel this weekend. But, you know, talking to him and him just saying like how much he's given to this industry already, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And, you know, and how it's important to take a step back, you know. Shout out to your sports show and Dre. We love you guys as family. Are you gonna be at Black Wrestle Fest? Like, that's what I need to know.
Anybody playing?
That's what I need to know. Okay,
no, that sentence needs to be, I will be at Black Wrestling Fest.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. And I mean, it's this whole mental talk thing ain't going to just be, I'm not leaving nobody out. It's not going to just be for the wrestlers. I need these podcasters to come up and shed some light, because we're in a very unique place just as well. He going to be there Sunday. We're going to literally we're all in a unique headspace, especially I've looked at how far Krista and P have come. And such a dominated, like, everybody expects women to spill the tea. Like, they expect for us to get up here and just talk and speak so negatively and just be catty and be like all the other podcasts out here. And what makes you guys so unique is that, no, you're shedding the light, the shade, and the beaming light. Like, that's what makes you guys different. You guys don't have to be like everybody else. Like, who has time to be like everybody else? Being like everybody else is boring. Being normal gets you absolutely nowhere. So like, yeah, like I always tell P that I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing here trying to be like everybody else? Like, you want to do more, great, but we're going to do more in your own space, on your own time, in your own way. Like, you're going to set yourself apart from the rest. And I feel like I said, everybody gets caught up in the, like, a factory, like everybody, and it's so bad because it's like everybody wants that factory image, like, and it got slowly, I feel like even after the Attitude Era, like, everybody was trying to be the set the tone for the Attitude Era and what they saw on TV. Then you had the PG era. Everybody thought, okay, P's going to get me on TV, and that's what I got to be. Now you have such a range of unique people in WWE. Like, I don't know who this, I forgot her full name, but whoever Lash WWE on NXT is, homegirl is killing it.
Lash
like,
Legend, yes.
Shout out to Lash Legend. She is killing it. Like, for you to get up there in a full frontal and kick bitches in the neck, I'm with it. Sign me up. Hello, for you to be the way she punk kick old girl out the chair. I know Shawn Michaels is back there gleaming because but you have to set yourself apart from the rest, and that's what I think is going to be so interesting about this weekend. We're stepping in people that are like us, but not like us, because every podcast is going to have something different. Every fan's going to want to experience something different. Even wrestlers are going to probably come to you in a different light. Everything's going to be fun. Everything's going to be open. But everybody gets to be themselves.
Exactly. And that's what I love too. And one thing I will say, and why I'm excited to have you a part of those wrestling girls, and also, like, you know, introduce you to everyone, you know, that we've had the pleasure of knowing, is that you have been someone in my life who's always encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone. You've always encouraged me to, one, get in touch with my fucking emotions, because that's something I don't do when I need to. And you're someone who's always made me check in on my mental health, even before it was fucking trendy for everyone to talk about it. You've always been that person in my life, and you are the life of the party. So the things that, you know, have helped you get to the well minority are also things that I love about you. So I love that now, you know, our community is now going to be, you know, more introduced to you. And so I encourage you to stop by and, you know, chat with Seindole this weekend, because she knows her wrestling. She's fucking hot. I mean, look at her fucking boobs. And she's a vibe. And
I might whip something up to make it interesting. So
yay.
I want to see. Like I said, I want to see who steps up. Like, I'm interested.
Yes.
But P's gonna be there. P's on my back, and I have to give you the utmost. I have to give you a toast. I have to give you a shot, because you could have literally did this panel with just those wrestling girls, but the first thing you said was, all right, I want you to come this weekend. Let's see how we can incorporate the world minority. And that speaks a lot, because I'm starting small. I don't care what anybody says. I'm starting small, and I need as much exposure as possible. And I feel like if this is the way I got to get it, I'm taking it.
I love that. And I also, what I appreciate as well is that this is such a cool brand, and, you know, my friends are really cool and dope. So it's like the fact that now, you know, that we are getting to finally work together and do something that we're both, like, passionate about. And I think everything should happen organically. I think everything should happen in the right time. So I had an idea that I wanted to run by you. So for our 4th anniversary event in October, I want to do a panel, and I'm like, okay, how many wrestling panels can they be? So I wanted to see if you wanted to lead the panel, and it can be all about mental health in the Black and Brown community. And that can be powered by the well minority. So I would love for you to, like, you know, mull that over. And I think this weekend could be a fun, right? Because I'm like, okay, how many wrestling panels can we have? But if we have one that's, like, really, like, you know, actually enlightening, makes an impact, right? I think that'd be cool.
I mean, I already told P I'm not going into that headspace with everything that's going on. I'm pretty sure anybody who is on social media and wrestling knows what's going on, but I feel like someone needs to come in and be like, enough. Let's focus on the positive here.
Absolutely.
Enough. Like, so if I got to be that person that's like, hey, back in formation here. If I gotta wear a shirt that says, okay, get back in formation, I'll do it. But yeah, it's just like I feel like let's listen. Not everything is peaches and cream, but like even if people come on my podcast and they start, oh, I just spilled. Okay, we're moving on. Even if people come on my space and they just start venting,
Right.
vent, get it all out. Like if you hate Crocs, I want to hear about it. If you
Shout out to Jay Bougie.
Shout out to Bougie and Rev. If you hate Crocs, I want to hear about it. Like if you don't like your boss, I want to hear about it. If you think that Ricochet should have never lost his Intercontinental Championship, even though he ain't get to defend at WrestleMania, which I'm also pissed about. If you feel about it, then talk about it. Right. Talk about it. Like, talk about it. If you feel like Ronda Rousey talks too much, can't cut a promo, talk about it. Like, talk about what makes you mad. Like, even I feel like I love Krista's sound offs because Krista, I'd be like, yes, it's like that. Yeah, that gets to me too. That be making me mad. I be tight. So if you got a rant, what are they gonna do to you?
I totally feel you on that one. So I want to, so there's a lot happening this weekend at Black Wrestle Fest. Those that are joining us, welcome. I'm here with my boo Seindole from the Well Minority and those Wrestling Girls family. So I just want to run down some of the stuff that's happening real quick. So on Saturday for Black Wrestle Fest, I'm going to try to share my screen because you know how it's. So we got Everything Else Wrestling Panel. Okay, so hold on. Let me let people actually see what the fuck we're talking about. So the Everything Else Wrestling Panel from 10 to 11. Then we got the video game play and tournament, which I'm not a video game person, but I am a panel person because I like listening to things and hearing stories like you, Seindole. So let me just pull up who's gonna actually be on that panel because I think that can be really that could be a good one. And then there's Wrestling Wheel of Fortune, the beauty and drip of wrestling panel, which is all about fashion. So I definitely want to make sure I check out, a little bit of everything while we're there. Like we'll be doing our thing on Podcast Row, but I think this is definitely something we should, check out.
I would definitely be sitting there front row for that Wheel of Fortune. Let me tell you something. I'm a sucker for Wheel of Fortune. I'm a nerd. As good as Patricia likes to say I look, I'm a nerd. Love me some fucking Wheel of Fortune, bro.
I think we're all a little nerdy, but I think that's also what makes us hot too. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Wheel of Fortune. I'm also I want to see what the beauty and the drip wrestling panel. I like that. I like that. This is a very good schedule. I think what a lot of people are interested in too is that this is the unique of its kind. It's not just, it's basically, this is giving me very much little wrestling, like WrestleMania access, but for the people.
Ooh,
you feel what I'm saying? Like this is what it's giving me, and that's what makes me most excited about. Because listen, before Homegirl had a real job, she couldn't afford to really go to WrestleMania. But before my first WrestleMania, I was like, all right, if I can get convinced, if I could take this little bit check, and this is when I didn't know, because people know the funny story about me is how I got to WrestleMania is that my parents bought me a surprise ticket and didn't think I would like it, but I secretly was still a wrestling fan. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then me and my friend Chad was like, can you believe we're at MetLife? It's cold as shit. I just see you Punk Wrestle. And it was like the best night of my life. Mind you, it rained that day. I think Patricia, you were also there. It rained.
I was there and it rained. Yeah. And I was in the fucking nosebleeds. So I felt the rain. Like I felt like as soon as it came out of the sky.
Here's the funny thing. We were by all the electrical panels, so we could see the electrical panel. We could see the Spanish announce team, the German announce team, the freaking Japanese people they just hired for the event, and a whole bunch of electrical. So we're sitting there like, so you mean to tell me if shit go down, we get electrocuted? And I was like, don't even bring that up here because there's no lightning bolts out here. Stop it. But I got to the access to me was the most interesting thing. I got to meet AJ Lee. That's when I bought. That's when me and Punk got to hang out. I bought him there, but I didn't get to see him because they wanted a child. They wanted $250, and we didn't have that time. But I got to watch the access. I got to watch a lot of wrestlers that are wrestling later on. wrestled then, it was just like one big party, and you got to meet all these people. Like we met people from Germany, we met people from that were living right in Jersey. We met people that were from Mexico. Like we met a group of people, and it was so much fun. Like the whole weekend was a blast.
And I think was one cool thing about wrestling, and I think wrestling Twitter has definitely made it so this is not the case, but I don't think it's true, is that wrestling brings people together. And I think that's something, and just thinking about, Black Wrestle Fest this weekend, and I want to let in Danny, who's in the waiting room, who is going to give us some more updates on from Pretty Hills on Black Wrestle Fest.
Danny!
And I just want to just thank you for even, putting this together, having another fucking family reunion.
I know you're tired, girl, but we love you.
Oh yeah, I'm exhausted. I just got in from work, and I was supposed to go to BJ's to get some stuff, and I was like, that is not happening. I honestly, this, like I've told a few other people, I said this kind of spawned from those gatherings, right? We've all met earlier in the year and last year, and we've had around the panel, culminating events of time, right? Whether I think those wrestling girls, you guys celebrated, is it 3 years or 2 years?
3 years.
How many years have you guys been
party,
on?
right?
Yeah. So it's like, even if it's just celebrating that stuff, it just felt so good, right? To be around like-minded people, but also more importantly, people who look like you. You know what I'm saying? Because the stereotype is not what we look like. It's not the three of us on this screen right now. So to know that, oh my God, they love, like, wrestling's my escape. It's always been my escape from childhood, right? I enjoy wrestling. And now I'm here with other people who enjoy wrestling, but wait, it's some other pretty girls who like wrestling too. Like, oh my God, it's exciting. So like that was really like, one of the main catalysts for this event. It was an ongoing family reunion. And the way I feel is that when we all finally do get together, we're trying to cram so much energy that we've had throughout the year into a small bit of time. Fortunately enough for us New Yorkers, or the people in the Northeast, we kind of, see each other a little more often than normal. But I would love for this to happen. I mean, like, we're talking, right? We're not, it may not happen, but quarterly would be great, right? If we know 4 times a year, at least we're going to get together and we could, swap potato salad recipes or something. Like, or that's huge.
Slide at like Jobber Slam.
I know. Listen,
well,
I might bring the red speaker.
I think it's August 20th this year.
And Black Girl Magic is on the 19th.
Yeah, so they're trying to do kind of like similar to a collective situation where, they'll capture as many people as they can that are in town for that weekend, and just provide a whole nother wrestling experience for people, who look like us. And when I say that, I just want to be very clear. It's not exclusive, right? We're including everyone and anyone who loves wrestling, but we have to just be intentional about making sure that other people who look like us are welcome. But also, one of the main people I'm doing this for, hopefully you'll get to see her on Saturday, is my daughter. Right. I need her to understand that it's okay to like wrestling. A lot of the narrative of peers that I've grown to have over the past couple of years was that they were made fun of as a child for liking wrestling, right? Or not even about the color of their skin, but just being a wrestling fan, right? Oh, it's fake. Why you like that?
Yeah. Now, even as an adult now, it's still going on. It's ridiculous because not for nothing, Bianca Belair got a boat, so you making fun of her.
Listen. Husband.
So representation, like, I'm very serious that representation matters. So this event is just for, it's kid friendly. So if you do have nieces or nephews, or if you want to bring children, that's fine. I want them to see us. I want them to see other people who love wrestling. People, if they're going to bring their belts, I have a few friends who are like, I'm bringing my belt. And I'm like, them belts is heavy. But if you bring in your belt, bring your belt. I also do tell people, though, don't bring that belt and not be able to defend it.
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So what sets this event aside from others, from other like, wrestling conventions, is that it's going to be more of an interactive experience. So like I said, we're going to have wrestling game shows. We're going to have the wrestling rap battle, which it's funny. I've been like peeping into like groups and stuff, and people are like, but what about karaoke? And I'm like, uh-oh, right? Like, so
you don't want to leave nothing out, but
listen,
I feel like
if the wrestling rap battle turns into karaoke, like, sorry, not sorry.
I love that. So I kind of always wanted to ask you, Danny, because you're one of my favorite people in the world. What are you most excited for? Because there's a lot happening. Seindole says she's most excited for the Wheel of Fortune. I'm a panel girl. What can you say that you're genuinely like, I can't wait to see how that goes?
I'm really excited to, honestly, just, I really want to see Family Feud. I think the Family Feud is going to be interesting.
That's going to be cute.
Oh my God.
It's going to be cute.
I am going to tell you, so there's a group chat that I have that is not, like I said, this was not, people praise me, but this was not me. Like, there's been so many people who've been alongside me with this event, even you, Patricia, like, it was not all me. This was literally the community that came together to execute this. So me and a bunch of friends, wrestlers, believe it or not, we came up with about 40, 50, maybe 45 questions. And my homeboy, Rayhan Intez, he's actually formerly known as Montana Black. He was like, it's good to have that survey online, but he's like, you should print it out and hand it in person. So I attended a few wrestling events and had people sit and fill out surveys. So those questions and those results that will be shared at Family Feud are literally from the wrestling community. So I'm so interested to see how people see these categories and what they actually had paired out to be the answer. So
this is my kind of game. Wait a minute, because
so
I love a good trivia question
at Black Wrestle
Fest. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, yes.
So there's that. I mean, Wrestling Jeopardy is going to be pretty interesting too.
That's cool.
The gifted one, Yaya, he's actually the person who's hosting it. And we went back and forth. We've been going back and forth via Facebook Messenger around different quiz questions. And the funny thing is, a lot of these questions I probably couldn't answer if I wasn't the one gathering them. So I think that's going to be Wrestling Jeopardy is going to be a bit challenging. But it's just like being in these spaces with these wrestlers and that be the experience, right? Because I didn't really push the whole meet and greet thing, because you can kind of do meet and greets everywhere now. That's like the norm. I want people to say, I played 2K22 with Andino. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I wore my Crocs and Jay Bougie wore his, and we got a pic together in our Crocs. Like,
yes!
I mean, I want people, right? And it's funny because I did an interview with Brian a couple of days ago, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I keep talking about those Crocs." He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to say something to Bougie," and I'm like, I was wearing Crocs before Bougie was born. Like, I'm a legitimate Croc ambassador. He's like, oh, now you with him. I'm like, no, I just didn't say anything.
But he actually put Crocs on his feet, though, so he can't even talk.
Who, Brian?
Yes.
Oh, well, there goes that. Because I told him,
blowing up Brian's spot after you.
I mean, you was there, Seindole. You was there.
And I watched him
my
also.
Dad in the comments. Love you.
I also watched him throw them damn Crocs.
They lit a Croc on fire at that show, by the way. But
listen, make 20% off. Them Crocs will be all right.
Wait, so what else are you excited for, Danny?
I'm really, 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 really excited for the film screening, which is happening Sunday morning. I think I haven't seen the full film yet because I'm big on kayfabe, so I want to like see it with everyone else. But I really want to do a deep dive with everyone else who'll be there around the film that Chris Bourneau has created, the documentary Lady Wrestler, which talks about the first Black world heavyweight champions, right? Like from the 50s. Huge. Like, I think it's, great to have fun with these events, but I think history is also important, right? So this will be a story that we can pass on to our kids and, really do a due diligence to the women who will be displayed in that and explained in that film. So that's another part I'm really excited about. I tell people all the time, I'm a forever learner. So I want to know, more about the people who came before Jazz, right? The people who came before Jacqueline. Because we're those are our aunties, right? We love them and know them personally, some of us. And I absolutely adore Bianca Belair. I would love for her to pull up this weekend. But, I want to know who really did pave the way, right? Who do we really, really look up to? And not only who do we look up to, we want to make sure we give them their flowers while they can still smell them. I don't think all of the women in the film are still alive, but I think a few of them are, and I would love to just know more about them, who they are. Maybe like if they have social media or, whatever, I'd love to like send them a card or send them some flowers and tell them thank you, for the work that they've done and paving the way. So honestly, those two things are great, but the entire weekend's going to be dope. It's been a lot going on in the wrestling community these past couple of days.
Look,
We're going to keep it positive.
Listen, don't make me whip out the sage, because I'll bring it. I'll bring it. Listen, none of this. We're not doing this.
Honestly, bring the sage. I'm with it. But, I'm going to make absolute intentional efforts to be positive, to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. We're going to have a great time. I'm counting on you ladies to help me. There are quite a few people who are coming in from out of town. So we need to let them know how New York parties,
Listen, if they want an electric slide at Essence Bar with me, I'm with it. Like, listen, if they want to go and get some jerk chicken on the corner.
Party?
Yes, we're talking about the after party.
Do you want to briefly chat about the after party? Because that's what I always be thinking about.
Yes, so the after party will be at Essence Bar. I think it's called Essence Bar and Restaurant. I don't have the exact address, but it's definitely it's in the social media. I think it's off of Atlantic Avenue. I'm from Manhattan, so we're big on like numbers. It's from about 6 till, right? We're not putting a cap on it because you know how we give it up.
Because we also have events. Some people might want to shoot across the bridge and come back. So they need something to come back.
Oh no, that's what we're gonna try to do that. So I'm definitely gonna go out and support Billy at his event and then come right back on over to the after party. But like legitimately, like I said, it's just gonna be a positive, great weekend celebrating us. We're celebrating dads. We're celebrating birthdays. I didn't know so many. I can't believe the amount of happy birthdays I've had to give this week. Yes, a lot of Geminis. Celebrating them, celebrating life in general. Tomorrow's not promised, and people fail to realize we're not out of the pandemic yet. So
we're really not.
Right. So we're still, celebrating every day that we can wake up and be able to plan our next turn up. So I, again, want to thank you ladies for always being so supportive, always being there. Your thoughts, your feedback. The tickets, people even just, contributing. I just got off the call with a friend of mine who's like, yo, what time you setting up? I'm there. Like it's been overwhelming, the amount of support that's poured in, and I'm so forever grateful for it. There are people who are doing it for the culture. It's not just a hashtag, right? There are people who are doing it for the culture. There are people who want to see us win and putting in the effort and putting in the time. And I tell people all the time, thank you for the praise. I appreciate it, but I literally could not have done this without people like you guys. And the team who's been working alongside me as well. Still, like after this, I'm gonna go upstairs and like text like some other information that I've got coming down. But thank you. This couldn't happen. This couldn't happen without the community, and I am so grateful for the community. And this event, you literally just strengthens us. Right now, we'll probably be tighter, than before. And I'm just forever grateful for you guys and for everything. And I'm super excited.
I do have one last questions for you, hun.
Oh.
How are you? Like with this weekend coming up, listen, like for you to pull, and I know you say it's not just you, but for you to pull one of the most unique events that's going to happen on top of Juneteenth, which is already now going to become unique in itself. Like this is going to be an annual thing. Yeah. How are you feeling going into this weekend?
I am exhausted. My head that's the reason I didn't make it to BJ's. I was like, I can't do it. I'm exhausted, and it's not even like tired because I try to get at least 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. It's just a lot. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of social media. It's a lot of decision making, right? It's a lot of contacting. The call that I just had was my homeboy, like, you sure you good? I haven't heard from you. And I'm like, oh my God, how did I forget to call you? And it's not like I don't care. It's just that I had 40 things on the list and he was 41. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I've taken days to just check out. I will admit I probably shouldn't, but I will. Saturday, I low key checked out but didn't. I went to Brooklyn Comic-Con.
How was that?
And it was dope. It was dope.
Wow.
And I was on the clock because I did promote. Like I took flyers, I handed out flyers. But other than that, like I just enjoyed fandom, right? I enjoyed geekdom. I enjoyed blurredom. I took tons of pictures, you know, of people in their cosplay. I smiled, I networked, and it before that I had like got a pedicure, you know. So I am taking time, you know, to do other things. But somehow, some way I always get, you know, looped back into doing the work. So I'm exhausted, mentally, emotionally, you know, physically, but I will say this is a labor of love. I'm excited about the event. We needed it. You know, it needed the community, like even as of yesterday and information that came out this week, we needed it. We need to just come together and celebrate each other in a positive light. And like I said, don't just take each other for granted or take situations for granted. So thank you, you know, for asking. I have people who are, and it's funny because the last time I think I spoke with you ladies, you guys were talking about mental health. And that's why I decided to do what I did on Saturday. You know, I was like, I'm just going to check out.
Yes.
And
listen,
just,
it's for you and only you. So
yeah.
I love it. Yeah, this weekend is going to be so fun. I can't wait to talk to you on Monday, Danny, just so that we can, you know, just relish in just how amazing it was. I think it's going to exceed expectations. And I can't thank you enough for doing this because I love getting, you know, people. Like and it's funny because what inspired us to even throw more events was, of course, Jobber Tears. You know, we always give them their flowers for everything they do as far as bringing Black wrestling community together. But Jobber Slam was that everyone, you know, people came in from Maryland, all over town, and afterward it was like, yo, we're so hyped. Like, you know, what do we do? They had to kick us. They literally had to kick us out.
They literally had to kick us out. Yeah, everybody was like, yo, what are we doing after?
Right. And I was like, yo, we need to do more to bring us together because clearly it's a vibe. Clearly we're here. It's something that we're all passionate about. And the fact that, and also I do, and Danny, you don't do this enough. Pretty Hills has been bringing people together, traveling for wrestling for a long time. I always tell Danny how I discovered them because I wanted to go to the Jericho cruise and I was just like, I don't think I should go there alone. And I fucking searched the hashtag or something. And I saw these Black girls, beautiful fucking Black women, kind of find out they know Wilkins, and Wilkins is like, oh, you gotta meet Danielle, and we finally met at Jobber Slam, and I feel like that's kicked off such an amazing bond that me and you have, one, Danny, and two, just, you know, everything that we're doing. Like I like me and Brian we were talking earlier, we were like, yo, we're about to go to the first Black wrestling convention. Like, let that sink in for a second. No, dead ass, like that's huge.
Yeah.
And you and your team and everyone that has been a part of it, y'all, like, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. It's really, I don't think it'll really hit me until probably, like you said, Monday. But I'm just grateful. Like I said, it could not have happened if it wasn't for, you know, you guys' support, the input. Patricia, I mean, and when I tell you Patricia's like, I'm sorry I'm being annoying, I'm like, you're not. I'm like, it's the feedback, because she would hit me up and be like, hey, what do you need help with? Or is it, you know, what about this? Or what about that? Or are you doing this? How about this? Like to check it. That's what we need. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't alone. For me to say that, right. I would be psycho. Like, I was not alone. There were a lot of people who absolutely put themselves out there, put themselves on the line. They checked in with me. You know, they asked me how I was doing. I was able to link up with Patricia for Mania, which was huge. And, you know, kind of help her out and put some things in order. And she, you know, helped me out in a couple of different ways. This area, I'm thinking 10 o'clock at night. Why are people not upstairs?
It's hot outside.
Right. It's outside. People are outside. But yeah, it's just been great. And I mean, who would have thought 10 to 15 years ago that wrestling would bring this type of community together.
Right.
And we're here. And I mean, I really, a main goal of this, like I said, other than representation, other than like making people comfortable to be in spaces with people who look like them, like I want this to be the catalyst for more people to do things like this, right? Because honestly, this was a labor of love, but it wasn't that hard, right? It wasn't rocket science, like
Right.
and events of all kind, bring them on, invite people will come. Like I said, we've got Steph Hardy flying in, I think from Alabama. I think she's from Alabama.
Yeah, from Alabama.
We've got Kiki coming in from Texas. Like, come on. I don't want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna come to that. People are coming.
People are coming. The FOMO's about to be insane.
Listen, and
Juneteenth weekend, I went to a regular ass cookout when I could have been with people that also like wrestling. Like you about to cook out in the next 2 weeks. Like what are you talking about? Like
right, you about to cook out for the rest of the summer. Like
like I tell people like I done forgot about 4th of July because now when they see they're like, oh, it's the 19th, not gonna be at, but yep, because that's when my people got free, so that's when I'm coming. Yeah. I ain't care about no 4th of July. You want to give me that double overtime schedule me all weekend? Go ahead, because I ain't gonna be outside with them. But I will be outside with my peoples on Juneteenth. That's right. What I'm gonna do. All right.
That's right. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm like this. The whole month of May was zoom. As soon as June 1st came in, it's like time just slowed down. I'm like, really? But we're here, and we're literally, what's today's the 15th. We're days away, like less than 4 days away, and I can't wait. I think it's gonna be great. Come out, enjoy. Meet the wrestlers. Because a guy sent me a young man sent me a message, a DM to Black Wrestle Fest on Instagram, and he's like, well, what time are their meet and greets? And I was like, they're all day long. I said, I'm going to warn you, it's not orthodox, right? You're not going to just walk up to a table and buy somebody's 8x10. I'm like, main event, one of my favorite tag teams, I said, they might be, playing Family Feud. So your meet and greet may be that you're on their team, right, for the game. You have the picture of Faye Jackson up here. And this was all her idea. She's like, I want to be Vanna Black for Wheel of Fortune, right? So your meet and greet with Faye Jackson may be that she's there turning the letters, for Wheel of Fortune or helping with the spinning of the wheel. So it's going to be that type of vibe. It's going to be very unorthodox. But just my only strongly encourage, right, is to come out and with an open mind and have a good time and positive vibes. That's all right. I ask.
And like you said earlier, you and Seindole said that this is exactly what we need this weekend. Wrestling is a hot ass mess, and we are going into this weekend with love, positivity,
right, and sage.
And Sage, Seindole gonna bring a Sage. And Danny, thank you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you definitely and when you were on Thirsty Thursday, you made me even more excited about Black Wrestle Fest and gave me more insight on what to expect. And also, I don't know what to expect, which is freaking awesome. So thank you so much. And I have to also give it up to you because your beautiful face. You said you don't like appearances, and you have given us 2. You have graced us with.
You gave us twice.
Baby, I can't wait to see you this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll try and change that because I know it probably comes off a little like Pasha Diddy, but it's not even just that. It's just that I'm really busy. You see, I'm in the car, so I'm always really busy and on the go, and just have so much going on. So I'll try to change that just for the better, because this is another moment in time that we need to captivate. So I can't preach. Right, being present and being around. If I'm not trying to, explore all mediums. If I'm telling you to, right, I should try to do it as well. So I'll try to change that and just pop in more when I can.
I love that. And you're doing the work, and I think that's what's important too. Is you're not on social media talking about doing it. You're doing it. So I love that. And yay! Can't wait to see you.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go because I got a spot. And my head is killing me. But thank you so much. I'm looking, listen, hugs and kisses. If anyone sees me at Black Wrestle Fest, just say, hey, I just want a hug. Say it. Say it. I'm that person because honestly, I'm very big on Living in the Moment tomorrow is not promised, and I'm approachable. I'm not one of those like, unless you got COVID, don't come near me. But if you don't got
Wear a
COVID,
mask.
We good.
yeah, I'm all about the hug life. I'm all about that. Sometimes you never know that one hug that you give to somebody.
Because we didn't even know each other's names, and I finally got to. I think we've crossed each other's paths, but I felt like I met you at the Invictus show. And I was like, "Hey, how are you?" My hands on. You're like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're hugging." Okay,
right,
like, "Oh, she's so nice," and P was like, "Yeah, she's a sweetheart."
That night I was exhausted. I had came from work, and then I had to stop and pick up some stuff for some of the wrestlers, and I'm like, yeah, I'm approachable. I'm a hugger. It's a family reunion. Like I said, positive vibes. We need it. Be there. I'm excited. I hope did you mention the wrestling show? That wrestling show that's on Sunday.
Oh, that's coming up. We're gonna go there next because I just pulled up the card, so I'm definitely gonna be talking about that because this card is lit.
Can I just bring our next guest on, please?
Yeah, please do, because I'm ready to talk about this here card. Hi!
Oh, it's Joakim.
Yeah. I was like, wait, I'm so glad that you said that.
Oh, that's crazy. I was like, so.
You know what's funny?
Segue.
Great minds think alike, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, why do I feel like Pat's next guest is going to be somebody from Battle Club Pro? So let me go on the Instagram page real quick and make sure I got all the names of the whole card, because I'm about to go off on it and I'm about to rate my favorites. I said, listen, this is why we partnering. Just throw that out there.
Please introduce yourself to everyone. Danny, thank you so much.
You leaving?
Hi, Joakim. See you later. Yeah, well, I'll stay.
She's a busy girl.
Stay.
Why are you always in your car?
I just got out of work.
That car, girl.
Hi, I'm Joakim Morales, the principal owner of Battle Club Pro, co-owner of the Fallout Shelter, and very, very, very honored to be on with you guys.
Thank you. I can't wait to give you a big hug this weekend.
Yeah.
He's a hugger too.
Yes,
he's
I am.
Hugger.
I love it. And the first like one of my first favorite indie shows I went to was Jobber Slam, and I think we always bring up Jobber Tunes, but that was a Battle Club Pro show as well, and it was all predominantly Black card. The audience was Black, very inclusive event, but that was the first main event of Big Swole. So many magical things happen, and I don't know if you were tuning into the live earlier, but Danny was saying how that get together sort of kind of kicked off more of just us wanting to have more family reunions. So I want to just thank you for everything that you do so far, and I like your I see your shirt too.
Yeah. I threw it on. I mean, it's I was late because I was doing another podcast, and I literally had ended it with being inclusive of our people. It's legit. I grew up in a sty. I'd be a fucking fool. I don't know if you can curse. I'm sorry.
You can.
Oh, let it fly. Let it fly. Trust me, I would know.
But yeah, I'd be a fucking fool if I sat there and tried to put on the same shows that we see everywhere else. That's not who we are. It's not. I grew up shit had to get done. Mom did it. Grandma did it. All my teachers growing up were women of color. I just, was just remembering my 5th grade teacher, Miss Dunstan, strong African-American woman, told me if I ever got my head on straight, I'd do great things. So that's it's gotta be the platform. Our show, if anything, our shows will always be the ones that's got all the seasoning.
See, if you don't mind, I just gotta dive in. I don't want to take your spot because it's just this whole Wrestle Girls. But let me tell you something. I'm a Jersey girl. P knows how I feel about the Jersey indie circuit. It's just getting back to its former days. It's starting to grow. I feel like with Paris is bumping, it's gonna be growing even more because there was a hype around Paris. You got kids out in Patterson that don't leave Patterson, going to Ridgeville Park for their shows, and they're thinking about coming to Welcome to War. But what Welcome to War is, to me, is the precursor of the indie circuit wrestling season here in New York. We got mixed tag action. You got triple threat action.
Intergender. I don't like
you
that.
You got intergender. You got intergender. You have Darius Carter going up against Gia Scott. You have Prolific versus JPT South. You have like this card. Like, go on to Instagram right now, Battle Club Pro on Insta, and look at this card. You have Dan Muff versus Shane Taylor. This card is listen. I'm calling it the match of the night. You got Big Swole versus Willow Nightingale. Like, tell me the framework of this card for this weekend. Can we get immense? And I'm a mental person. P will tell you, the ball minority. What mentally went into structuring this card, and what makes it so important for this weekend?
I'm gonna kind of speak for Danielle. Every single Battle Club show, to me, is an opportunity to put on the absolute best card I can, showcase the best talent possible, not just the best talent possible, the best talent possible that are men and women of color, that are men and women on the LGBTQ community, men and women who don't necessarily get those opportunities where they might be. And the biggest thing about it is not being one of those people who are looking to line my pockets off the backs of minorities. No, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to give these people a platform to do everything they can to get to that next level, to get a contract, to get generational money. I want to say that's why Danielle came to me and gave me the honor of putting this on, because it's not about me, it's about everybody else. What comes to my mind when I put on a Battle Club show is do everything I can to give everybody an opportunity to succeed, so that if John Laurinaitis happens to be watching this on an indie, just comes across it, I want to sign this person. Or if Captain Dean just happens to see something, it's like, oh, this guy did AEW work, and then I actually got to see what he did on an indie show. Let's bring them in. Like, it's all about getting them to the next level, being that stepping stone for now. Long term, I want to be able to pay people. Like, if I don't understand independent promotions that are like, oh, you can't work here or you can't do that. Like, you're not paying them enough to live. If you're not paying them a livable wage, you can't dictate what they can or can't do. So I would like to get to that point eventually. With everything going on, I feel like we're heading in that direction. But yeah, it's all about being able to put on the best matches, the best card possible, give the best opportunities, and make sure that they feel welcome, that the fans feel welcome, that the sponsors feel welcome. And then it's like home. I call it Sunday dinner at grandma's, or the cookout, the family reunion. Like, it has to have that vibe. That's what makes it different from other promotions. It's your home. Even if it's your first time, you step in, you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm home.
And that's really how Jobber Slam felt. And I know it's going to feel like that on Sunday. I just know it. For sure. Wait, so I have to ask, because we asked Danny, because she's organized it. What match are you most excited for?
Oh, it's. Do you see this card? It's tough. I will say,
this card is tough, bro. No, this card is tough because I was like, all right, you got Big Swole. Oh, I like me. Everybody knows how I felt about Big Swole. Big Swole's my girl. And I was like, Will Nightingale. I'm looking forward to see that. But then I was like, you added Prolific and JPT South, and I was like, oh, okay. Then you added Moses. I said, wait a damn minute. I said, wait a minute. Everybody's brawling. Hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me? Wait, I'm sitting here looking at my IG and I'm reading it to my boy Keith. Shout out to Keith. He's at work right now. I'm sitting here and I'm looking like, wait, you got Darius Carter versus Gia Scott. What you got Anthony Gamble versus Mysterious S versus Big Cuzzo. I said, what the heck? Like, there's so much enthusiasm in this card, and that's why I'm just like, this is what's gonna set apart from the rest. Is this card?
Yeah.
So you have to have at least. Can you narrow it down to 3? Can we get 3?
Okay, I can narrow it down to 4.
Okay.
I can narrow it down to Swole and Willow, obviously, 2 totally contrasting styles, but they both give you the same feel. Like, oh my goodness, I need to watch, and not only watch but love you. Main event versus Saeed and Treehouse, because that match is going to happen in the sky. That match isn't gonna almost none of that action is gonna happen on the mat. It's all there's just gonna be flying all over the place. It's gonna be like watching
might crash
superheroes
to the
battle.
first row. I'm telling you.
Right. They're gonna be all over the place. I hope people stretch their necks out because it's gonna be a lot of back and forth. Like, oh my god, what's going on? Moff and Shane. Oh my goodness, like two genuine monsters. Two like
in a ring. It's not going to be in a ring either.
It's going to be like I don't know if you guys are into Marvel, but like two Celestials fighting over what planet to eat. Like it's just going to be chaos. The building's going to be taken outside. The show's going to be outside, but they still might knock the building down the way they wrestle. The way they're going to wrestle each other, and then there's a whole bunch of them. But the main event, my girl over here's favorite, her Papi Peña versus O'Shea Edwards.
That's gonna be a good ass match.
That's because Peña looks like an action figure, and O'Shea looks like the monster that hides in your closet before you disappear. Like, it's gonna be those four matches. I think I am most looking forward to. The sleeper I think is gonna be that triple threat because I know the captain of Fallout, Anthony Gamble's got a lot to prove. I know Cuzzo has turned it on. He stopped being the happy-go-lucky semi-giant. He's serious. He's like, yeah, I might be that smooth boppy, but I need to win. I need to showcase that I'm a big mofo. And then Mysterious Q's got a lot to prove. He's 0-2 in Battle Club, but he's built like an Adonis and moves like a cruiserweight.
Right.
Yeah. I can't choose what match I'm excited for. I'm here for all of it.
Thank you.
I am here for all of it. So make sure. So Black Wrestle Fest this weekend. We have one of the principal owners of Battle Club Pro with us, one of the most awesome people ever, Danny Pretty Hills. More people are tuning in, which I am very excited about. And it's not too late to be a part of Black Wrestle Fest.
No.
Tickets are still on sale.
Tickets are still on sale.
Hotels are still around the corner, child. Get your hotel. I booked mine.
Do you really want to miss Wrestling Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud with some of your favorite fucking wrestlers? Like, I mean... come on, like Jeopardy, Wrestling Jeopardy,
Wrestling rap battles, wrestling video game
battles.
You got a whole wrestling game tournament.
It's gonna be a sneaker raffle. Like, how Brooklyn is this getting?
It's getting real Brooklyn up in here.
I love it so much, but I'm so excited that you were able to come on. But I want to know too, because I feel like people need to know what else is coming for Battle Club Pro. Where can they find it, and just some more about it? Because yes, you're showing out at Black Wrestle Fest, but there's always things going on. I feel like there's so many shows coming up, and you probably can't even like track of everything.
So following Welcome to War and Black Wrestle Fest, we have Jobber Slam 2, which is going to be August 20th. This is 2022 is going to be the year of sequels. So WCW 2 happened. We are having Welcome to War, which is the second installment of the Welcome to War series. We're going to have Jobber Slam 2. And then our 6-year anniversary is actually going to fall on October 1st. So it's going to be the second time we actually have a show on our inception.
October's going to be busy because isn't that the anniversary month?
October 1st is our actual anniversary. That's on a Saturday.
Wow.
And then
I think it's those wrestling girls' anniversary as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we recorded our first episode in October, but we released it in November. So we kind of played with the two.
Okay.
But I wanted to do possibly something the weekend of Comic-Con because it's October 6th and there's also Culture Con in Brooklyn that weekend. But
Nice.
I think we have to have a later conversation.
For sure.
Real gangsters move in silence, so they gotta move in silence.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we have. On top of all that, Black Girl Magik 2 is happening. Spice Spiegel, she's training at the Fallout. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that's successful for her, because you talk about having a mission statement and a message. It doesn't get any more beautiful in my eyes than that. An all women, all black show, like the day before Jobber Slam, like that weekend is going to be incredible.
That's
You're
the
gonna
call
want to
out
be in
event.
Brooklyn the weekend of
Yeah.
August
Yeah.
19th and 20th.
Yeah.
I'm just
So it's
putting
gonna be
that out
dope. It's gonna be so
I told
dope.
Patrick to call out of work. That's also a call out event because hell no.
there. No,
Like
you just gotta
that's
be
a call.
there.
You just gotta
These are the
go.
events
Like be
that
like,
you just gotta be there.
I'm sick.
Right.
But don't follow me on social media because I was living
Yeah.
that.
No, this is where that little filter on Instagram where it says friends only, you don't add your coworkers. That's where
Right.
that comes in. That's where you put that in there.
For sure. But I want to thank both of you for joining us because I know you guys, your time is valuable this week, especially getting ready for this weekend. And I'm sure you both know anything more that those wrestling girls or the well minority can do to support what you guys are doing. Reach out, because we're definitely trying to. I actually learned the lesson, and Danny helped me with this last year. It's like if you don't like what you see on TV as far as wrestling, it's being done on a community level. So get involved. And I have definitely been trying to do that, especially ever since Dallas and Drop was in last year. So I want to thank both of you because if, you guys are doing it. And Seindole, like you said, it's a revitalization. It's new for me. So I'm going to be in the front row all these shows, just like living my best life.
Awesome.
Are we outside or ringside? We're not.
Yes, I love that.
Are we picking this back up tomorrow?
I think we should. I think we
Okay,
absolutely
cool.
should.
I'm with it.
Absolutely. Yep. I love this.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on this random ass live to preview Black Wrestle Fest. Again, it's not too late to be a part of blackwrestlefest.com. Well, go to blackwrestlefest.com because it's not too late. And support. You can't make it this year, but guess what? You can be in Brooklyn in August. And guess what? This will be an annual thing. And guess what? Battle Club Pro is always doing shows. So there's a lot of time. And that's the great thing about wrestling. It's it's forever. So if you can't make it this weekend, buy a ticket, support, and be at everything else. Yep. I'm gonna let you guys do your last plugs, and then I think
ladies first.
Oh, sorry. I'm like,
girl.
Patricia said it best. BlackWrestleFest.com. Tickets are still on sale. You can get the experience of the weekend. Joakim, you're welcome to war at Brown Bag Tickets.
Brown paper.
What is it? Oh, brown paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I always mess that up. But worst case scenario, if you don't get it, go to IG, go to Follow Battle Club Pros IG. They have the links all on there. Tickets to the show. This weekend is going to be amazing. Like Joakim has been amazing. It's been such a great partnership. We try our best to put this on for the community, and all that we ask is you show up. You show up with positive vibes. And we're just going to keep the family reunion going all year long.
Yes, electric sliding it all the way through. Well, for me, like Patricia said, you can always find me. I'm on Twitter at Reload via Film. I'm on Instagram as reload.relive. I also am the founder of the Well Minority. And is strictly a resource space for the Black and Brown community where we need help the most mentally. I will be at Black Wrestling Fest. I will be doing check-ins with everybody, every wrestler, every podcaster, every fan. I will be doing check-ins. Podcast is coming out soon. And again, I want to thank you guys both for including me in this amazing weekend. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be in such a positive stage. I will have stage on deck. I don't play with my sage. It will be a brand new one. We will get rid of the toxins. It will be good.
I need it so
we
bad.
will swirl it right around your head. There's no problem. And right now we're doing an opening. We're calling all therapists. We're calling all life coaches. We're calling all those in the Black and Brown spaces because I just found out that Black professionals in mental health only fit the 4% in an industry that's dominated by 110. So we need more relatable people. If you know any therapists, if you know anybody that's a life coach, if you know anybody.
I know someone. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but Damian Gracia, wonderful life coach. I've been going to him for the last few years. He's reasonable with his rates. He's always accessible. I think he'd be a perfect person to be on your podcast or whatever it is you're looking for. If you want his contact, I'll definitely send him to you. But he is absolutely wonderful at it.
Yay, I love it. Just follow me on the Well Minorities. Shoot me a message. I answer. Patricia knows I live on Instagram. So shoot me a message, let me know.
Those are
And
really
we can
cool
definitely
TikTok
we
too.
shot a spotlight this month for men's mental, I'm sorry I'm making this so long. For men's mental health awareness month. The suicide rate jumped from men to 62%, which is the highest it's ever been. And like I ever said, mental health does not discriminate because minorities make up the majority of those who are going through mental health, especially with the pandemic. So what I am looking for, like I said this weekend, is for all you strong men to come to the forefront and let's talk. Let's reach that brass ring of mental health. And like I said, if you know anybody that is professional that can help, don't be afraid to share it on the platform, because I plan on sharing it. I plan on talking and sharing a spotlight to everyone. And this month's spotlight actually goes to Black Men Cry Too. I do have a Latina who is a therapist who's also going to be a spotlight, because Black and Brown, we all in it together. So don't be afraid. Shoot me a message. Follow me on the Well Minority on Instagram. And thank you in advance for all the well love.
Love it. I love it. And Joakim?
Yeah, just please come out for Black Wrestle Fest convention. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be mind blowing, life changing. All the wonderful things going on. And then Sunday, it's going to be capped off with a massive Battle Club Pro show, 9 amazing matches showcasing, people of color, people, that look like the people we grew up with. And that's all I ever want to do, is give our people a platform.
I love that.
Brown paper tickets. It's on, Battle Club Pro, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/Battle Club Pro. Joakim Morales, I'm very accessible, just like Danielle, was talking about right before I came on. I'm easy to reach. There's a lot going on. I usually have 14, 15, 16-hour days, but I try my best to engage everybody. But yeah, if you're a fan, please come out. Please, be part of the representation. Please enjoy the festivities. And it's Juneteenth. It's Father's Day. I've been saying, this is my pitch. How you can't get a good meal for $20, but you can get a bomb ass wrestling show for $20. How many dads go home for Father's Day and get garbage ties or garbage socks, and it's like $20? Hey dad, want to go to a wrestling show? It's only $20. Like, that's my best pitch. Nowhere else are you going to get this level of,
And
how many TV stars do we have on this? I'm sorry, what?
No, absolutely. And and just the experience that you'll actually get for that is
right.
priceless.
Right. That's a huge bang for your buck. It's like wrestling's version of the dollar menu, but you're going to get everything you want.
Yeah. I love that.
I like that.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for that show. And Seindole, like you said, that's definitely a show where it's like, oh, okay, this lineup is lit. I cannot miss this. And I can't wait for it. And you said the URL was brownpapertickets.battleclubpro.
Yeah, it's literally BCPW2W. No, WCWBCP.BPT.ME. But easiest way, hit the Google machine and just Brown Paper Tickets Battle Club Pro, and it'll come right up.
Got it. And make sure you buy those tickets. Sponsor one for someone if you can't make it.
Yep.
This card is unbelievable, and it's kind of the main event of Black Wrestle Fest.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to look at it.
Which is exciting.
There's a lot of main events. I think it's all exciting.
Right. So please send me all of these graphics. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna do a whole bunch of more social media promo. And I will see you this weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
Thank you so
taking
much for
time
having
out to
me
be on the stream. This is just the beginning of hopefully a beautiful collaborative relationship.
Yep.
And yeah, I will see you very soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Wow. This weekend is gonna be like
it's gonna be a blast, yo.
I know, I can't wait.
This is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. So one other thing that I am excited about is I'm gonna meet a lot of people that I only knew online, including Stephanie Hardy from Hardy Wrestling Podcast. And speaking of positivity, one thing I have always appreciated about Stephanie is that she's always been positive. She's always wanted to bring love and positivity into the space. So I can't wait to meet her. And Seindole, like I must say, we're very close friends. We've known each other for years. But I have to say, from tonight and just watching like your TikTok over the past few months and being a part of our streams, like I'm just so proud of you. And even like if I wasn't your friend, I'm so excited about everything that you're doing and everything that you're going to bring to the table, because it's so important. And like I said, you've been that person in my life, so I am excited for you to now be that in this space, because it's so needed. And I love that we have been just talking about bringing positivity and love into this weekend, because we're not talking none of this shit that weekend.
We're not doing it.
None of that Black Wrestling Twitter drama.
We're not here for it. If you're not trying to talk to me about the only Hogan that you fucking with is Kiera Hogan, I don't want to hear about it. Like and mind you, that shirt's coming. I'm very serious about getting it made. I will have it made by Black Girl Magic. And if you want one, let me know, because my printer just called me and he was like, "What is this on Twitter? Talking about something about to make a shirt." I said, "I'm gonna call you, Amir. Don't worry." But one thing I want to say about Patricia and about Krista, this is a very dynamic force, and I feel like this is the beginning of everybody knowing that this is not the one of the two. You're gonna know who the fuck we are. Like, you're gonna know who those Western girls are. And you're gonna know who the well minority is, because listen, we're in your face. We're there. Like, when I say we outside or ringside, like we mean that. We really ringside, because like after these girls came back from Dallas, the pressure was on. They were just literally like, listen, how can we get the well minority a part of this? And Patricia on Twitter, no, we're not talking about Twitter, but she put out a tweet saying that someone said you were intimidating. And in my head, I'm like, who said that? They must not really know you.
In the world.
No, they just don't know you. They don't know your passion, your drive. You have female John Cena syndrome, where it's like people can literally like get tired of your wrestling shirts and your pop figures and be like, this bitch, but they can't look at you and never say you don't work hard. Like, you are a workhorse, whether you want to believe it or not. And I feel like you're the type of person that I'd be in my head, even with the well minority, like, be real honest here. I didn't know if people were going to take me seriously. And you're like, well, I think you're being negative and I need solutions. Like, you're that friend. You're always like, I hear a lot of problems. I don't hear solutions. And that's the kind of friend that you need in your life. If you don't have a friend that's telling you, like, listen, you need to give me the answer to this. I don't need to hear your worries anymore. I already know about them. I just need answers. You have the wrong type of friends. Like, you need people around that. And I'm like, you're the type of person. You ever seen that Batman meme where he's smacking the shit out of Robin? No, you hear is a smack when people put what they want in the bubble. That's you. You're Batman, and here I'm Robin. Here's my hand to the left, and you're like, shut up. Like, post content.
Yo, and
like, talk about the well minority.
Vice versa. Yep, and
so it's
vice
like
versa. And
you're
that's
very
I'm so excited to
passionate.
work with you.
Yeah, you're very passionate, and that's something you have to hold on to. Because like you said, there's nobody like you and Krista pushing female wrestling point of views, stories, point of views, freaking the stuff that we have planned. And I know that it's coming slowly, and then part of it's me, because I want to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. The stuff that we have planned for those wrestling girls that I have planned with you guys, you and Krista, it's literally just the beginning. Like, I feel like I'm grateful to be in the presence of you two, because literally I feel like any part I can get in, like as an honorary wrestling girl, I feel like everything that we're trying to come up with and what you and Krista have come up with thus far, they're not going to know what hit them. I don't care what anybody thinks. They're not going to know what you and Krista, for this 4th anniversary, they don't know what you two are about to come up with, and everybody's going to be like, damn, I really slept on them. I ain't sleeping on them no more.
And I think one of the best things is that you are a part of it, and you are a part of those wrestling girls, and you always have been, which I think is the coolest part. And, even I had to learn that everything comes with timing. I'm very much like boom, 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 boom. But like, I think me and you have both kind of came to a place where like, you know what, this is going to be awesome. And we just got to let it flow. We got to let it cry. We got to let it. And, I think we're both kind of growing together as, as people, as women, as business partners. And I think that's what's so fortunate about this. And I'm sorry, guys, that me and Seindole got all sappy, but she is one of my best friends. And I do appreciate that we are we're about to fucking take over this fucking
we're about
world
to be the Real
Black
Housewives of
women that love wrestling. And who thought
we
that
about
would
to
be
be
the
better
coolest
than
thing?
we about to be like the Black Housewives, and listen. I want to just be the cool friend of you guys. I don't even want to use those two because they're not that great. You guys are Nene and Kenya, and I'm like Marlo, sitting here like stirring the pot.
No,
and
you
giving
like
you this.
what's her name? I don't watch the Housewives, but I really like Candy. So I feel like you would be like Candy,
I like it.
doing your
I
own thing,
like
being a boss ass bitch. But you don't like the drama. You do your own thing. Like I think this is gonna be dope. I just can't wait for everything, and I can't wait to see everyone at Black Wrestle Fest this weekend. I cannot wait to go to all these amazing events: the rap battle, Wrestling Jeopardy, Family Feud, and one thing Danny did say that I didn't even think about is like the meet and greets. Like the meet and greets is being there and experiencing everything with the wrestlers, and I think that is cool as fuck.
It's gonna be a blast. Like, listen, the amount of FOMO people gonna have,
Yo,
they're gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not missing again." They're probably going to start. They probably going to start cashing their 401k so they can go to LA. They probably going to make sure if they're not gonna miss, they're gonna miss this. They're definitely gonna be coming to Jobber Slam and Black Girl Magic and more Invictus. I can't wait. I mean, Invictus shows are starting to get interesting. I can't wait to do another show. Like people are.
We're gonna be at every show and we turn the fuck up. So you're
just
gonna
have
not
fun.
want to miss anything that we're at. Basically,
We're just gonna have fun. That's what it's really about. And like I said, like positive energy is everything. I feel like with this group, the only like I said, the only thing that always bothers me about wrestling was like the internet wrestling community, and that's why I check out. But this is the kind of group I fucks with. Like this is the kind of group I can follow.
Right. And like I said,
it's like nothing ever negative goes on here. Hardly anything negative.
It's all love. And I think one thing that why we do this, at least myself, is that wrestling, like Danny said, has always been an escape for me. It's always been something that brought my family together, and there's a lot of love and a lot of positivity. And that's why I don't engage in negativity on wrestling Twitter or anything like that. That's why when I say we are bringing love and positivity into this weekend, that's what we're bringing. And that's like that's it. None of the drama. I'm very excited to see a lot of people. But I think we're gonna call it a night. It is getting late. It's a school night, but I think we're gonna be doing some more fun content. Maybe we can do a spaces about mental health.
Oh, we're definitely gonna be doing a spaces.
Yes, so much fun going on. So where can everyone find you real quick again, Seindole? And I'll do a sign off, and we will leave everyone and see them this weekend.
Mm-hmm. So this is Seattle the Great. Because that's what Strictly for the Culture calls me.
Shout out to I'm sorry, Seindole. One more thing. I want to shout out Know the Ropes podcast because they are actually going to be at Black Wrestle Fest this weekend. We have never met them, but they have been kind of part of our podcast family for a while now. So make sure you follow them. And
there's going to be a lot of great podcasts on Podcast Road. Know the Ropes, Black Wrestling Alliance, Wrestling Wind Down, Wrestling Wrealm. Jobbers Tears podcast.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a lot.
Dirty Heels podcast. It's gonna be a lot.
I'm actually. Do you mind before we sign off? And I know I do. Krista hates when I do this because I say we're gonna sign off, and then I'm like, wait. But I do want to just kind of rattle off some of like the brands and the people that are gonna be making appearances this weekend, because it is gonna be jam packed.
It's going to be a lot of people.
I'm very excited. Brooklyn is going to be lit. This is the first of many. Okay, so we got Brian H. Waters of Wrestling Wrealm podcast on the panel. We've got the Victorious Ones podcast on Podcast Row. We've got Cal. I didn't know he was coming. We got Cal. See, this is so great. Cal of Black Wrestling podcast, and he has just joined the Ringer as one of them on their editorial
team. Yeah.
He was previously at Complex. He has his work is
so he's coming.
He is coming. He's going to be a part of the Black Media and Wrestling panel. He has been killing it. I'm so excited about that. Hold on one second. Letty's FaceTiming me. Hey boo, I'm live. Oh, bye. It's okay. Love you. Okay, so I'm excited to see Cal. Sway Archer is gonna be a part of the beauty and drip of wrestling. So this is fashion and wrestling. You know, I gotta check that out. We've got Larry Legend, ring announcer. So he's gonna be a part of the Everything Wrestling panel, which is one about a little bit of everything. Which I'm very excited about. Kaz
is coming.
Yeah,
I was just looking at that.
Yo, okay, so yeah, you wanna name a few Seindole? I'm gonna turn my fan on because I'm getting hot. I'm on the Instagram just kind of scrolling.
I am too. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me make sure I go back because I just closed everything. Hold on. I did not just close everything. Oh, okay. So let's see. We have a lot of people. Like we said, we have Know Your Ropes. We have the High Pop. I am gonna butcher these names. I'm so sorry. Besides us, we have those wrestling girls. We have a bunch of ours. We literally have vendors. We have storyline tees. So get your merch. I don't want to hear no crap about you not having Black wrestling shirts.
Storyline tees. Shout out to storyline tees.
Yes.
That's family.
Yes.
And their designs.
I don't want to hear no crap.
Fire.
They're going to have vendor shirts. My boy, like, shout out to Sean, because Sean always says this. You want to say you want to support a Black wrestler, but you don't got no Black wrestling tees. Get your shit this weekend. Make sure there's enough money in your damn pocket to get you a shirt. Make sure you got the Tipsy Geeks. You have Women's Wrestling Talk podcast. I'm excited to meet them.
Yes, me too.
Because there's opportunity in that. You have a lot of you have Black Thought. Shout out to Smooth Blackman, who's also did I say his name right?
Who?
We have the Black Thoughts podcast on Podcast Row. We Love Wrestling on Podcast Row. We have a whole bunch of people on Podcast Row. We also, let's not let the talent go. You want to run off the talent? You can, because the amount of talent we have, Dirty Heels on there. We have my boy Sir Wilkins on the panel for the Black Media and Wrestling podcast. We have literally the best card. We have Janelle from HR on the Black Women in Wrestling podcast, bro. We have the Everything Else Wrestling panel host, Nick Chin. That's my boy.
That's gonna be lit. He's lit. But I also want to shout out Janelle from HR of Jobber Tears podcast, because one, she's always the moderator. She's always the one that's leading the panel. So I'm so glad that she's on the panel and she's actually gonna be talking. I'm gonna pull up her graphic because I just want to give her flowers because she's fucking awesome.
She looks so bomb. She looks so pretty in that graphic. Let me tell you, like,
right? She is awesome.
She's the leader of the baddie section. Like I check my crown to her.
100%. And she's so inspirational because she is not on Twitter, and wrestling for her is an escape, and it is positive. And she knows the vibes. But I want to give a shout out to her. She's also a part owner of Battle Club Pro. We just had the principal owner on, and she is one of the first Black women to be a co-owner of a wrestling promotion. So like Danny, we said that she's doing the work. A lot of people be on Twitter and all this shit talking about everything we need to do for the community. Janelle and like Danny from Pretty Hills and yourself, Seindole, with mental health, are doing the work. So I just wanted to stop and give Janelle her flowers. Shout out to Jobber Tears. We will always give them their flowers. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Listen, it's not too late to get a ticket. We're 2 days out. Get your ticket. You mean to tell me
BlackWrestleFest.com.
Like, literally, this event is not going to go to waste. In my opinion, this is probably going to be the most exciting thing as a wrestling fan. You could always say, like, you've never been in wrestling
convention, like impossible.
Like, they even went out their way and gave you an after party. Like, come on, B. Like, they even went out their way to give you an after party.
We like our after parties. And one thing I will say, if you have not partied with me and Seindole yet, we're
too lit. Mind you, I party like that sober.
Exactly. So it's a turn up. But I do want to turn it down because it is late. And it is a school night and everyone's getting prepared for this weekend. So thank you everyone for tuning into this live. I want to shout out to my dad who's in the comments watching. I love you.
Shout out to everybody who watched. Shout out to Josh.
We appreciate you
Mr.
guys.
Bugs. Shout out to Brian for stopping by.
Shout out to Wrestling Wrealm Brian. Shout out to Mr. Boggs. Everyone you mentioned. Shout out to Danny from Pretty Hills, Joakim from Battle Club Pro for tuning in. We are going to be doing more stuff. Getting excited for Black Wrestle Fest this weekend. Again, it's not too late to be a part of it. Go to blackwrestlefest.com. Support, because this is, like Danny said, this has been a labor of love from a lot of different people. And I just want to, again, just give Pretty Hills their flowers, Danny their flowers, just for everything that they're doing. And again, this is an annual event. So if you can't make it this year, start planning for next year.
Word.
You know, wrestling is forever. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about it and why it inspires all of us. If you are going to be at WrestleFest, go to our social media and let us know what you're excited about. There's so many things going on. And we are going to sign off and send you all the love. Follow the Well Minority. Thank you, Seindole, for joining me.
For you.
Love you.
Love you
and,
too, We're going to talk.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Good night.